What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Hot Seat segment. I got my boys, Julian, Deshaun, sitting next to me, and another great time to come alive, sit here in the beautiful Phoenix weather, man. This 100-degree weather, and talk about everything and anything. You know what I'm saying? So you got Deshaun laughing over here.
It's hot.
It's
been hot.
It's hot out here.
Beautiful. It has not been.
But before we get into it, how are you guys doing today, man? I know we're a few weeks into summer now, so how are you guys feeling?
Feeling pretty good.
I feel good. I love the warm weather, so I know it's scorching out, but I love it.
If you're complaining about the heat and you're living in Arizona, it's time to leave. Like, just get out. Get out. There's nothing better than seeing a sunset going down, especially behind the mountains that we got. Like, it's a blessing for sure.
It is, for sure.
So we're here today, and what we're going to go over is questions that we have opinions on based off of social topics, based off of societal norms, and in this case, things that I find that guys talk about or that have challenges, talking to other people about. So we're just sitting here, just a bunch of guys that are able to, bring up and be honest about certain things going on in life. And we're just going to kick it off to Deshaun like we always do. And if you're new here, this is just an honest, comfortable place, man. So, leave us your feedback in the comments and we'll be sure to get back to it and, come back more with some new questions and some better answers, next week. So, Deshaun, kick it off.
What up? First question we got. Do you forgive yourself as quickly as you expect others to forgive you?
That's a good question.
Dang, man. I think yes and no. Depending on the situation, I've had times where I don't forgive people as easily as I would forgive myself. And the way that I'm cautious about that is like putting myself in those shoes of like, if what could have made them, make that mistake, or in this case, what could have made them do that to make me feel a type of way. And I think when I pose it that way, it allows me to see things from a holistic perspective. But I've gotten better about it, in my late 20s compared to in my early 20s. I was just cut off. Like, you're done. Friends. Like, I think you talked about that a couple of weeks ago where you said something towards those lines. But, anything and everything, if you messed up, I was done. So, I don't think that's cool. So.
That's a really good question. It's not really something I've ever really thought of before. I don't think it's something that we think about genuinely. Because when you think about forgiveness, it's usually about what somebody else has done.
Yeah.
It's not really from the perspective of how you interpretate it from your own vantage point.
Yeah.
So this is a really interesting question. I think it's hard for me to answer that because I honestly have never really thought about it from that perspective. This is a really good question. But I think, like how you alluded to, the more mature I get, the older I get, I start to put myself in somebody else's shoes. And actually, I've been reading about that as well. There's a book I'm reading called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And it kind of speaks on that as well, just in regards to like, you kind of get perspective when you look at something from somebody else's vantage point. It kind of can alleviate a lot of things in regards to like just judgment, or in this case, forgiveness and things like that. So I think with growth, looking at things from, like you said, a holistic perspective, or really looking at it from what was this person going through, or what did they have going on, or what was their mental frame, that can kind of give more of an understanding of, oh, okay, maybe I can see why you did do that. Definitely. But that takes a certain level of maturity and understanding to even get to that point. So, you saying what you said about being in your early 20s, most people aren't in that cognitive awareness state of mind to be like, let me try to like think about it from this vantage point. Sometimes you are, just depends on maturity, but I think this question alludes to more like maturity.
Yeah.
I like that. I could honestly agree. I like what you said when you were like, kind of like, what did they do that made you feel that certain time? Like, and I was used to think like that a lot. But more on like I feel like the victim mentality a little bit, and as I got more mature and older, I actually got 20 to 24, I'm like, it's not always about me. It's literally not always about me. It's like they could be going through hell right now, and then I'm just like, I just happen to catch that spoonful of whatever they're going through. That's just how they portray it.
Yeah, and I think like we both talked about, it's you have to go through pain and be at a low point in your life to be able to understand what it means to forgive or to move on, in this case. So like, say you do forgive, that doesn't mean you forget. I think that's the easy, the easy quote or mantra that gets thrown around. But just because you forgive someone doesn't, you can still move forward. Like you don't have to, you can leave them behind, move forward in the situation. But my hot take on it would be, you have to have some depth in your life to be able to listen to that question and see it for what it is. Because if you have a hard time forgiving, or you're in a season to where, like you said, we do get in our victim mentalities, but you can't pull yourself out. I think it alludes to not really facing much adversity in life. Not everything's given to you, but I would say a lot of things that align in your life, there's always someone to blame. And if there's someone to blame all the time and it's not you looking at yourself first, you're going to live like that the rest of your life. Doesn't matter, you're 20, 19, 50. Like, and there are people out there like that. And I think we see them every day. And it's a sad life. I wouldn't even say that I'm affected by them, by like anger. I feel bad for them because there's a whole other life that they could be living if they were just to let go and understand that things happen. So
I agree. It's like it's easier to have conflict versus deal with it.
Yeah, for sure.
And you just got to be able to move on. And if you don't move on, you're just kind of stuck.
Yeah, it's like causing friction. Like, you're burning. Like when you rub your feet on carpet, like you keep doing it, it's going to burn. Yes. If you pick your feet up, you're going to be fine. Like,
yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I really do like that question because it's posed like, it's so easy to, I can forgive you easily.
Okay, yeah.
Immediately, even myself. But when it comes to actually what happens after forgiveness, that's where I struggle at. Like, I actually might cut you off after this because how you did what you did do, and it made me really feel some type of way. And I think it's scared of me to like not want that to happen again. So it's just easy to cut you off. And I think that kind of deals with not being able to actually deal with direct conflict after forgiveness.
Yeah.
And I like that.
That's a good point.
Number 2, what's something you used to believe now that makes you cringe, and who or what changed your mind?
What would you say since you laughed about it first?
I used to. I was solely sold on being a single dad my whole life.
Oh
since
God!
Here
we go again, bro. Here we go again.
I don't know why.
You wanted to be the single dad?
Dead ass at 11, I knew I wanted to be a single dad.
We had this convo off camera, bro. You knew that.
No, it was reversed. I didn't know that it was for self.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I can see that
mentality of you could leave today, and I think that really stemmed from my childhood. Like my pops kind of showed me somebody that like he showed me that if you don't want to take care of it, you don't have to.
Yeah, for sure. No. Yeah.
And I knew that like growing up now, I realized, and I actually have more like people around me that actually had both, and it's like, oh, it's not too bad. Like I like this. I could do this.
So, are you saying that you, at one point in your life, you were like, respectfully, forget the woman, I want the kids to myself, and I'm okay with that?
It was more about like, if you felt like you wanted to get up and leave today, I will not stop you. I will, however, raise my child. And go about my life.
Okay. I feel like that sounds a little bit better, you explaining that compared to how you worded it, because I was a little thrown off.
How I worded it is how I felt about it.
No, yeah, for sure. That's why I had to get clarification.
I'm glad that I'm older now and realize that is not healthy. That's not good.
Yeah, bro.
But I will still do it.
Oh, God.
This man is funny.
I know, man. He's a good dude. What about you doing?
Something that is cringy now that we like used to do or
that you believed in or bought into when you were young that you don't necessarily buy into now?
I can't necessarily think of anything that I believed in more so when I was younger. But what comes to mind that is like more cringy now that I did or we did younger was wearing like headbands.
Oh, really?
Like the fashion statements, headbands, like in school, like NBA headbands, and one headbands. It was part of the time, but now I look back and it's like, nah, that's not it. That's not it. Yeah,
I would wear one
with the outfit. It's like, nah, but it was part of the time. So
it was part of the time. Yeah,
I get it. Yeah, I have to really think more in depth about something that I believed in that's now more cringy. But that's what came to mind first, and like off that question.
Yeah, I think for me, it's another typical saying that people say all the time is, good things happen to good people. Mm-hmm. That would be mine. Mm-hmm. Like being young and as a kid, which I don't think there's anything wrong telling kids, like if you're a good person, good things are going to happen to you. to an extent. But I think if we, we're all God-fearing men, as a good person, and you look back in the Bible, terrible things happen to good people.
That's very true.
You know what I'm saying? When you're walking that path
sure.
to test your faith.
Struggles.
So I
absolutely.
think there's a way to balance it out. And, obviously when you're 8, you don't need you don't bring reality to an 8-year-old. Just, try to teach them the values that they should live with. But I think now I would say it's cringy. That stuff like that's cringy to me because, I think as people, we're trying to be, on our walk, on our good path. We've struggled with things, bro. Like we've all struggled with things in our certain areas to where it's easy to go cheat over here. Like, let me cheat my way over here into making sure that I can cut this corner and act a certain way so I can get a job, money,
Right.
status, or whatever it looks like. And as easy it is to do that, it doesn't always work out that way. And we find that, you're just more empty on the other side of it. So yeah, I would say I stopped believing in that when I started going through my adversity when I was in my teenage years. And I think it was a good reality check because if you're good all the time, you're not learning anything.
Yeah. It just made me, so I'll answer that question
Okay,
because it just made me think about something. And it's not that I necessarily believed in it, but it's a quote and it's a phrase that people often say. And now with more maturity, when you think about it, it makes no sense at all. But it's the phrase, the sky is the limit. Like you hear people say that all the time, constantly. The sky is the limit. Whether it's in a sports interview after the game, we did well, this and that, or, the sky is the limit for us. When I hear that, I literally just think you're literally regurgitating a phrase that you've heard, but there's been no intuitive thought about what you're saying. Because you can't say we're going to do great things, but then say the sky is the limit. You're putting a limitation on what you're doing. But you'll hear people say it all the time. Whether, like, I was just watching an interview, it was an athlete speaking, and he was speaking about the how grand they were going to be as a team and, just what he wanted to do. And he was like, the sky is the limit for us. And when I heard him say that, I'm like, dude, why did you say that? Like, it's obvious you just said something because it's a phrase that you're just regurgitating. But if you think about it, it's like, for one, we've been to space. So the sky is not the limit. Infinity is. And also, you're literally saying something is the limit. So it doesn't make sense. But that's something it's cringy when I hear it. Because it's like, what? It literally makes no sense.
No, yeah, that's contradicting.
But people say it in the form of like great things.
Yeah.
Like the sky is the limit for us. And it's like, you're saying the sky is the limit for you. That means that's the it. When you get to the sky, that's it. Come back down. Come back down.
I can't explain
So
it.
it's like, nah, that just doesn't make sense for real. Whoever thought of that saying, because it's a household saying.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's
used
a
lot.
normal saying, and it's like people say it. And when I hear people say it, it literally makes me think: do you realize what you're saying, or are you just saying and regurgitating a phrase because you've heard it and you're associating it to great things? It doesn't make sense though. Like you're saying, it's contradicted. So, nah.
I always try to think that their intention, at least behind saying it, was directed and well directed.
Well, I think that's why most people
yeah,
say
yeah,
it.
for
Yeah.
sure.
The intention.
But that's why it makes me think like there was no thought put into it. Because if thought was put into it, you wouldn't say it.
Yeah, I think about that now. Like now that you said that with the whole Grand Rising and morning thing, it's like
Grand Rising.
if I hear it and you just put King behind it, we're gonna have an issue.
Grand Rising, King. You said that's not it, huh?
If I hear it, you say it. Just say Grand Rising. I'm already trying to get used to it. Just say that. Let it grow on.
I hear that from a specific like demographic of people. That's why I have
This
to.
man is silly.
No, I'm serious. Like I can understand that because I only hear it. Which I'm probably wrong. There's a lot of people that say it, but like
sure.
the demographic that I see saying it, I'm just like, all right.
It's a finesse behind it, huh? Yeah.
Typically, yes.
It's like a lifestyle that
Yeah.
you don't really see until you're like, oh,
Intention. Yeah.
right, yeah, for sure, yeah, for sure. It's there's a
masked.
demographic out there.
I get it.
Yeah. Trying to get them off.
Sheesh.
Number 3. Have you ever apologized just to move on, not because you actually felt sorry?
The real finesse. I'm sorry, my bad. No meaning behind it. Everybody's done that.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's
Too many
done that.
times,
Yeah,
bro.
it's just about how many times has somebody done it And how long are you going to continue to do it? At some point, intentionality has to come into it. You know what I mean? Like at a certain place with maturity, there has to be like real sorrow or real like meaning behind it. But I mean, everybody's done it.
To validate it, I would argue that if you're in a public setting and there's people around and it's not a setting for you to really get into, you know, what you need to get into, you have to. Somebody has to be that person. Like we talk about, there's the attracted and the attractor.
For sure.
And then you have the person that is, in this case, the hothead, and the person that's level-headed. Like someone's always going to have more of a short fuse than the other person. So my whole thing is like, why are we both going to sit here being the aggressor right now?
For sure.
I'm going to just be like, okay, cool. When in reality, it's the intention behind it's fine, but just saying like, hey, look, can we get into this later? Like when we're not around people, when there's, you know, when we're alone.
Right.
Because that's different than just being like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I agree.
This also, and this is going to be a funny take, but we've spoken about this before. This is a little twist to the take, but oftentimes people say they're sorry and they weren't in the wrong. For example, let's say you're getting off the airplane, right? And you're getting off and you're not in the wrong, but somebody's in your way. And you'll be like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry.
Right.
People often defer to saying, I'm sorry, and when they weren't in the wrong. Yeah. And that's why for people out there, I say pardon self to people. I say pardon self because it looks like I'm saying pardon self for me, but I'm saying, no, pardon self for you. You're in the wrong. Yeah. I'm not in the wrong. If I'm in a grocery store and carts come and you can see I was in the right of way, pardon self. I wasn't in the wrong. You were in the wrong. I was on my path. Pardon self. So I say that in a playful way because oftentimes people they'll say I'm sorry and there was nothing for you to be sorry about. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? You moved out the way and you're like, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Why? Why'd you defer to that? So that's why I say in a playful way, but in a real way, pardon self.
Yeah.
Pardon self. Pardon self. But yeah, I think we all do that. You know what I mean? We all have apologized for things that we didn't necessarily mean.
Yeah, I like that. As long as we don't say you're excused. My screws are still tightened.
You're excused. Oh, that could make somebody feel away. I'm sorry, you're excused. Sure. Or just an immediate, you're excused. And there was no sorry. There was no sorry to it. Just you're excused. That's like a pardon self. Yeah. But it's the reverse.
It is pardon
self.
But
it's a reverse. It's almost like the antagonist version. It's his cousin. It's the cousin of pardon of self. Pardon self is pleasant. Yeah. You're excused. Right. And it's like, like I see where your mind is. Okay, I see how you're coming with it. All right, for sure. But that's why pardon self is pleasant. I like that. Yeah, somebody comes at you with a "you're excused." It's problems. Am I? Yeah. Am I? Yeah, for sure. You might have to defer to pardon self for that.
Yeah.
If you're excused, but pardon self.
Like, did I? What? Like, what'd you say? Like, I wouldn't think that I heard that correctly, honestly.
Yeah, that's when a real I'm sorry might come into play. I'm sorry?
Right, yeah. No, for sure, yeah.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry. I think I heard you wrong. Like, what did you say?
Excuse me?
You're excused? Excuse me? Nah, it's a lot of different variations of it.
Yeah.
It's different variations, but yeah.
I at least look out for the positive. Like, you know, we're all human. Things happen. You may bump into me. It's all right. But, you know.
I'm moving way too fast, which I shouldn't be, to be like playing into the whole like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm this, I'm that. Like, I just move on. Like, say what you got to say. I'm out the door. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, but I think one that I will say, which is nice to hear, is if I'm holding the door open, which I try to do my best at. I'm not perfect, but like and you just walk in, I'm a judge a little bit and be like, okay.
If there's no thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. That's when you say you're welcome. You just say it.
There he is again.
Yeah, you're welcome.
There he is again.
And then usually people, thank you. Nah, it's too late.
Right, yeah. It's too
late.
You've had to
be.
Late?
No, I don't say that.
Oh, I was like,
but it's like you've had to be reminded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if it's genuine, if somebody does something for you, generosity and reciprocity is normal. Mm-hmm. Somebody holds the door for you, naturally it's thank you.
Right.
If you just walk in and then somebody says you're welcome, then you say thank you. No. You weren't really thankful. And it's not for me to judge your thankfulness, but it's like, nah.
For sure.
I'm not going to say that, but in my mind, it's going to be like, whatever.
Yeah. I feel
so yeah.
That's respect. I'm still growing on that spectrum because I still might think about grabbing your t-shirt tag. Just
that's strong.
Just come back
the
here.
t-shirt
That's
tag?
strong. Yeah, that's strong.
Just grab it. Just come back here.
Have you ever done that before?
Yeah.
To a random person?
It wasn't that random, but it was like, Just
What does that mean?
Yeah,
What's
it's
that
not random.
it was like we friends, but come on now, hey,
Oh, so you knew him?
yeah.
Oh, that's not random.
Yeah.
It's just a random experience for me that I don't ever expect from my I used to think I always had this mannerism stuff. Maybe it's not that good.
It's not you. It's just sometimes people are just. It's I forget the word that is called.
Self-absorbed.
Yeah, that a little bit, and a little bit of just like manners. Like not a lot of people are taught proper etiquette. Like
Etiquette,
there's an etiquette. Like I'm sure we've all come across people that would just walk in the door to your house, your parents' house, and just go into the fridge.
Oh no, I've never had that.
You've never
happen.
seen friends do that? Yeah, bro, it happens. It happens.
You
yeah.
experienced that before?
Oh yeah, all the time. We used to host family parties all the time, and there's like 20, 30 deep, and you have kids that would just go to the fridge, and it's just like their parents didn't teach them right. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never. Yeah, whoa.
I mean, when you're hosting 20 to 30 people, it's like, they're not all going to be raised like you are.
For sure.
As a kid, like,
that's tough.
that's on the parents. That's not on the kid. You're raised to be a certain way. And as kids, like, even when we would stay the night at people's places, I would never go into somebody's fridge, like, ever. But when you have parties, it's bound to happen. Like, you would just see it and just be like, ooh, kid wasn't taught right. And then they grow up and they're still doing that with, like, their homies and stuff when it's not cool. And it's like, bro, come on now. Like,
yeah, it's just going to exacerbate the older somebody gets if they're doing that young. That's different.
For sure. So, yeah, the etiquette of just...
I wouldn't even go on my... I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I wouldn't even go on my homie's refrigerator without asking.
Bro, yeah. It's
like,
nuts.
you know what I mean? I wouldn't just go on your refrigerator without being like, hey, Fobs, is it cool if I get something? Like, or like, is it in there? Is it cool if I like...
I mean, if we were only hanging out once in every blue moon, I would be like, yeah, don't go in my fridge. But if you were to just be like, going in the fridge like this dude does all the time. He does it all the time.
But I don't know. That's just, I still add, you know what I mean? Like, even if I have to go to the bathroom, whatever. Like, whatever it is, that's just how I operate, regardless of how close I am with somebody.
Yeah.
Anything I'm doing, I'm gonna ask. That's just in me, like, to do that. So that's wild. Even young, hearing that, because it's like,
dude,
oh,
it's out there.
Like, nah, man, that is on the parents, but that's different.
Mm-hmm.
That's different.
Mine would be cussing. Like, you really cursing in front of like adults. Like, I know I'm an adult and like we all adults, but like older than me,
Yeah.
That's
I
not
wasn't raised to
respectful.
like cuss around my mom and stuff like that. To this day, I still like have to catch my words sometimes. I don't remember who I'm speaking to, but I'm like, nah, you can't do that. And I meet people that actually like really cussing around their parents. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I get it. That's how I felt when I was young, when I would see people drink with their parents. You know what I mean? Like, and again, there's cultural things that, it's variations. But I remember I would see that younger and I'd be like,
that's
you
wild.
drink with your parents?
That's
and
nuts.
I would hear people like, yeah, my parents, they let me drink. Like, they let me drink with them.
Before they're 21?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Even like freshman year of college, I remember like after games, certain players would be like, yeah, my parents are taking me to the bar. They're taking us to the bar. Do you want to come? And it'd be like, like it was a shocker to me. You know what I mean? Like, it was a shocker because that was never that just wasn't anything. That just wasn't a thing.
For sure.
That wasn't a thing for me. So when I saw it, it's like, wow, there's a certain level of closeness that you are with your parents, which is a blessing. But it's like, you drink with your parents? Like, it threw me. But, that's just one example. There's a plethora of examples that I've seen to where it's like, wow, okay. It just gives you perspective on, there's a lot of things that go on. It's just, it's different.
That's
different.
each his own type of. That's when you step in that area. It's wild.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Sheesh. Number 4. What's a belief you still hold that most people would probably cancel you for it? Wow.
Dang.
If you said it out loud.
That means it's not meant to be said. Yeah. That means it's not meant to be said then.
Yeah, turn the camera.
And not to even say that it's something bad, but we live in times to where we're in very sensitive times. And I don't mean not being choice with your words, and I don't mean not saying something that is truth. I think people are talking about things that are true and that is validity, and they're still being quote unquote canceled for things like, oh, the sky is blue. You're canceled for that.
Yeah.
No, the sky is actually blue. Like, it's actually blue. This is not anything to interpret, you know what I mean, or have a debate about. It's actually blue. So I think we're just in a society now to where reality is not posed as reality, and there's a multitude of false realities that are being brought into the equation that are being mixed up with reality. So if you combat that, then it's like you're wrong. And so at a certain point, I don't even think, the more mature I'm getting, I'm starting to understand the fact of there's really no point in like having, you're never supposed to argument, but I'm never supposed to argue, but there's really no point in like engaging in arguments with people, because the reality is they're most likely going to leave the conversation still feeling how they feel about it. So it makes no sense. Or if anything, they're going to double down on how they feel. So it's really now conversation is cool, or asking questions to make one think makes sense, but engaging in arguments,
especially if it's a conversation or if it's someone's opinion. What I say a lot to people that I'm having a conversation with and they don't see eye to eye with me, I'm like, well, that's cool. That's just your opinion.
Right. But people take offense to that too.
Yeah, no, but that's fine. Take offense to it.
For sure, I agree.
That's your opinion. Like,
I agree.
You believe that. I can't change that for you. Maybe it'll change down the road with, experiences that you have. But I mean, I'm fine with that. You have your own opinions. I'd rather have someone their own opinions than we talked about it.
Yeah.
And be genuinely yourself, unapologetically yourself, than to agree with what I have to say or with my walk. Like, I don't need that. But I guess, I only said this because I had this conversation last week with a woman where I'm at now. And I used to be a big believer on the other side of it, but where I'm at now and seeing what like dating looks like in terms of, dating and not dating, I don't believe you should be taking a girl out on a date that you don't know. Like,
how I feel.
Like I get the dating apps thing, and I used to do the dating apps and whatnot, but now that I think about it, I'm like, those things are like, the objective is to go on a date with somebody that you barely know. And we talk about it sometimes, like, at what point does getting to know someone become $300 to $400 a month, if it goes to that point? And we know there are some guys out here that are doing that. And by all means, you're finding your woman, you're investing in it. If that's what you want, that's what you want. But for me, I don't believe in taking a woman out on a date, which I think a date is for a woman that I'm seeing seriously, just to get to know her and see what her favorite color is. Like, no, there's other things and activities to do before I get to the point to where, I'm going out and actively taking a woman on a date. And it's not going to be a woman that I met a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. That's just not how it is. But I mean,
you're right on point. You preaching to the choir, my guy.
Hey, if we get canceled for that, we get canceled for it. But I think I've made that. I've made it clear a couple of times for that. But I mean, there's guys out here that will do the complete opposite, and by all means, I respect that too. So
if you want to do that, I advise you to go sponsor a little league team. If you want to spend $300, $400 a month, go for real. If you want to do that, go sponsor something that's gonna like that. You're a sponsor at that point. So go be the betterment of society if that's what you want to do.
And I've heard this from women, women telling me that there's dudes out here that will just want to take women on dates, take them out to eat, little 4 or 5 star restaurant, and then be cool. And I'm like, they're out here, but that wouldn't be me. Like, and I say that, with, being humbled and whatnot, but like, I think it sets the expectation of when they get out of that sense, like, is that really where you're holding the unrealistic expectation for a guy that's just like, well, let me get to know you first. If you wanted to, you would. Like, I hate that. That's a cringy saying I should have said, bro. But on some real stuff, yeah.
Talking. Respect. Me, jeez. I want to get on that boat at the same time, but like, I don't really care about like going on those dates off immediately. Like, I'd rather be friends first, because I feel like I come from a point of like, I've seen so much in life and how someone can really do you so much worse. And like, I always try to think, I should have been that different, but what I'm trying to say is like, I believe like your friend wouldn't do you a certain way than a stranger would. Dating off the rip is like just jumping in the bed with a stranger. To me, that's what it personally is. And like, I just always try to at least be mindful and try to get that point of like, I want to establish an equal respect for each other. Yes, you can establish a respect for each other like while you're dating, courting someone and trying to get a girlfriend or a boyfriend, whatever you're getting. But at the same time, it's different from actually starting off as friends. Like, I know you for real. Like, we know each other. Like, we've been through it. Like, we actually worked on this. This is not just like jump out there and go do it. Because money it's just a material to me. I don't really care too much. Like, I'll go spend it on myself. I don't care to like, just, oh, you should come with me because I want to love you so bad and spend that, like, let me buy all this for you.
Yeah.
No, I spoil myself. I am spoiled. I am truly spoiled, and I'm humbled by God, and I love it. But I spoil myself. I don't need, like, if you want to come, you can come. Like, you want some tacos or something? Let's go get some tacos. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I like that.
No, that's facts. That's facts. But what would you say what was the question? Your belief.
Yeah.
What would your belief be
Well,
that you think you would get canceled for?
Don't say it.
Is that bad? You don't have. I feel like there's not just one. There can't be just one. There's got to be others.
I would say I'm a work of art. I'm a work in progress. God took a little bit longer to make me, and He was working on my spirit and He working on my soul. I may have said some things, a lot of things that could potentially ruffle some feathers. But I mean,
Dang, so I'm gonna be the only one to answer. All right.
Now I'll say this, because
I don't know.
I'll say this and I'll speak in code. But if you know me, you know what I'm saying. To all my guys, to all my brothers, constantly invest in yourself. Genuinely, I'm saying this for real, but playfully. Constantly invest in yourself. Constantly work on yourself, and get your passport. I'll leave it at that. Get your passport. Get your passport. It's that simple. I don't really have too much to say about it. Get your passport. Get your passport.
I like that.
It's that simple.
Damn, what could I even say?
If you don't have anything, you're good, bro. You don't gotta think of something.
Sheesh, it's on the spot.
Let's go to the next one.
Number 5. When was the last time your pride made you lose something valuable? Friendship, respect, opportunity. That's a good one.
I mean, I think it happens, in terms of my career, with me being so young in it, I've turned down opportunities because I thought my worth was bigger than the dollar sign. And, realistically looking at those opportunities, those could have been really great opportunities to learn, even though maybe I didn't have to be there a year. I could have learned for like 6 months and tried going somewhere else. But I think, pride and money go hand in hand. And it just turns, all of that is just under the umbrella of ego. Mm-hmm. But that takes away opportunities nowadays, bro. Like, I know the whole mantra is like, oh, getting a job in 2025 is the hardest thing ever. Is it hard, or is it you want to get paid an X amount of dollars? That is unrealistic right now. Like, everyone's doing jobs for dimes on end. So the money that you want in whatever job or field that you're working in, it's probably oversaturated unless you're a plumber or doing something that's, hard labor that you can't get anybody outside for nowadays. But anything that's an office job, they're paying dimes for people. They're not going to go out all the time and give you that check right off the bat. Yeah. So I would say that would be mine, is just, the pride and where I thought I was as a corporate worker. It definitely got in the way of just, making those decisions off my ego rather than seeing it from a holistic picture. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say to answer that, being younger, like, for example, what I think about is like being in college, and I think we spoke about it before, but like, there are times, and we've all been in college, they have career fairs. Yeah. And I remember the times literally just walking past the areas that the career fairs were, out of being youthful, but just also being like, I'm not going to that. Yeah. And it's like, that's such a youthful mindset, because there were so many opportunities in there, whether it had been through internships, possible jobs, just so many different possibilities in there that I just walked right past. From, I think, truthfully, a youthful standpoint, but just also like, I'm playing basketball. I'm not going in there. And it's just like, I mean, again, it's youthful. We can't look back in time, but I think if we attribute it to something, there's a certain level of, because we need a healthy pride, but in a uncurated way. Sure. Pride is not okay, and that was an uncurated pride. Yeah. And just being like, I'm on my own time. I'm walking through there, And I mean, you can't go back in time, but to answer the question, I would say that was a time to where, for sure, those were prideful actions, which was it's unnecessary. Yeah. But that's also attributed to a youthful mindset as well. So I can look back and look in time now and be thankful because there's been growth.
Yeah.
So to look back and be like, I'm still in the same time, that's where it's a problem. But there's been so much growth and elevation to where the blessing is being able to look back and be like, yo, what was I thinking? But that's the beauty within growing, when you can look back and be like, what was I wearing right there? Or what was I doing? Or why was I operating like that? That's the blessing to be able to do that, because if you look back and you're like, well, I still act like that now, that's a problem. You know, so I would say that, I would use that example.
My example, I'm gonna go with friendships on this one. Like, you know, we've all had a lot of friendships and a lot of friends that we kind of like fell out with, and things that happened, it may have not happened, that could have been resolved, but you just rather move on. I was really big on that, and my ego was really, it wasn't so far as my ego, but it was so far as like, man, forget all that. I'm not even getting into it. I'm not even going to indulge into it, and I'm going to let you feel how you want to feel, and I'm just going to move about my way, knowing that I could have like actually like, you know, take the time, you actually sit down and you actually get to the bottom of the roots of what's actually going on and what's the problem, so you can fix it and move forward and actually have a friendship, you know, because friendships, everything's not perfect. Every friendship is not going to be perfect by all means. But like if you give everybody that thin rope, but then you can give like, say, your partner, like, hey, I forgive you tomorrow. You cheated today, but I forgive you tomorrow. Like, you're cool, but you treat your friends like opposite from that. I feel like that was kind of weird of me, and I would I work now towards just like always being open and open-minded and hearing whatever is going on. I'm trying to see from both sides, because I'm not always right. I know I'm not always right. I may sometimes act like, but I know I'm not always right.
Yeah. No, that's I think those are all great examples, honestly, of it. I think there's a point in time you had said something that kind of brought me to this like realization, where you have something in your life like that, and yeah, it's part of being youthful, but there are still kids going into that fair, you know, but they didn't have the opportunity you had to be in that fair. That was their opportunity to get what they wanted. So I think it's also like a stage. Everyone's at different stages or different chapters. Yeah. So like if maybe you didn't have basketball, let's say in college, who's to say you wouldn't be there?
For sure.
I would think Julian, the person who's, you know, determined and grinds, is going to be in there. Just like I would think I was the same way. Like if I didn't have baseball, I still wanted to like be successful.
Absolutely.
So I would have probably been in there too, because I did the exact same thing in college. I would just
most athletes do. You know,
I would
most
just be like, bro, I don't
athletes
need to be looking at this. Like I'm gonna be in the league. Like I'm gonna be
you know how it goes. Yeah.
But when I remember when I was going back from my senior year, and all my friends in my classes had internships and were hitting those things, I'm like, if I would have just stopped for one of those, man, just a simple, how you doing? And you guys know me, like I'm the type, like I like to go out. I enjoy going out. The main reason I enjoy going out is because you never know who you're gonna meet.
For sure.
So literally when I go out, it's not even the mindset of like, I'm just here to see how many drinks I can put down and have a good time. It's literally because usually I come across one person that's like, bro, I see your podcast. Bro, you guys are doing this. Like, that's amazing. And yeah, the compliments feel good, but I feel like I'm one interaction away from getting that big like turnover season of like, hey, I like your stuff. Yeah. Let me help you with it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like that's to allude to everything that's been talked about. I think you take yourselves out of those moments, you're doing yourself a disservice. So
very true.
I like that. Mine, I definitely would, now that you said that, really have to focus down on, yes, I was studying psychology for a long time, and I love psychology. I really truly want to be a therapist. But like I went to a season of my life where it's like, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear what you got going on. I'm going through enough. Like, I'm sorry. My plate is overflowing of my own problems, my own selfishness. I can't hear you right now. And I really like started to take that path away from myself. Like, this is something you really wanted to do. Like, you really wanted to help be someone of value. Not for the money. I never wanted to do it for money. But it's like I really reached that point where it's like, dude, no, hold it. Just hold it. I'm already going through enough for God right now. He's talking to me. He's coaching me through. And we're working on it. But I really would like to get back to that. I would say that.
That's good, man. That's a good call out. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed the brutal honesty, although we didn't get all of the, I would say the canceled comments out. We'll wait for Deshaun's one of these weeks, but we'll bring it back next week for him so he can answer and we can get him canceled after that. So we'll catch y'all. Hope you guys have a blessed night and tune in for next episode.